welcome back to my channel, The Planted Carly Flower. I'm Carly, and today we're going to be talking about common houseplant mistakes. I know, we don't want to talk about mistakes because that's a bad thing. Nope, mistakes are good things. Mistakes are nothing but a jumping point to learning something new. And everybody makes mistakes, and it's up to us whether or not we choose to learn from them or hide from them. And today, we're going to learn from them. So stick around, give me a like and a subscribe if you're interested in more of my content, and let's go ahead and get right into those mistakes.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time?
Okay guys, so I know mistakes are hard to admit to, but these are actually some mistakes I made. These are not mistakes that are just everywhere on the internet. These are actually pertaining to what I learned from when I started caring for plants, or from throughout caring for plants. You make mistakes at every level of plant parenthood, whether you are a veteran, a newbie, what have you. Everybody makes mistakes, and if they tell you that they don't, they lying to you. I'm just saying. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning. I have my list here, so if you see me glancing down, just looking at my list, because I am a little loopy sometimes and I get off on a tangent, and then the Lord knows we'll end up talking about what I had for dinner or something. We are talking about common household plant mistakes, and my first mistake was thinking that I was going to be a pro immediately and everything was going to be beautiful. All my plants would look better than everybody else's. It was a little bit of an ego issue, absolutely. I would be like, oh my god, look at that calathea. Well, I'm gonna nail calathea care down, and my calatheas are always gonna look beautiful, and no one's gonna tell me different. And then when I had 4 or 5 really crispy messes, I realized, well, maybe that thinking was a mistake. Maybe I will not be perfect, and maybe neither will my plants be. But there is beauty in imperfection, guys. I learned that just because my plants aren't perfect in every way, they're still worthy of photos, they're still worthy of Instagram, they're still worthy of my love and attention, and I can still really care and love the plants that don't look the best, even though they don't look the best. So, needless to say, my calathea collection doesn't always look great, my Hoya collection doesn't always look great. There's plants that are struggling, that have yellow tips, crispy parts, dying roots, and it's all part of my journey, and I embrace every single one of those things because everything is a reason for me to learn. My crispy calatheas gave me a chance to learn about how to keep them more hydrated and how to keep them more humid, and that led me to putting them in pond, which actually ended up being a great solution. Every mistake that you make is absolutely a learning experience if you embrace it, and I embraced it. I really did. Okay guys, my next common houseplant mistake was, I'm gonna start off with a nice succulent because those are easy. No, succulents are not easy. If you have killed a succulent or 10 in your plant parenthood and feel ashamed because succulents are supposed to be so easy to keep alive, no, they're not. They're not easy to keep alive, guys. Succulents are hard. They require a watering schedule that's so different from other plants. They require absolutely no fertilizer. Their soil is different from other houseplants. Their light requirements vary widely from plant to plant. And it's just not as simple as everyone makes it out to be. I have killed 6 or 7 sansevierias and cactus, and it's just hard. And just because you have a Hoya that's a succulent type, requires a little bit of neglect, yada yada, does not mean that you are going to be great at caring for cacti and succulents. It's not interchangeable, and I thought that it was, and I went into it with the same mindset, and then I overwatered everything and killed it. So I thought, okay, I overwatered, next time I will be better about that. And then I underwatered it and gave it dry rot and killed it. Absolutely, guys. Succulents are not easy, cactus are not easy, and don't feel ashamed if you've killed a few, because I've killed a few, and I still keep trying, so you know, I keep learning, I keep growing, and hopefully you are as well. Don't let a failure shy you off from trying again, because everything is a way to learn, and one day maybe I will have a big beautiful cactus Not today, but one day I will have a big, beautiful cactus to show all of you guys. Okay, another common mistake that I made is I don't need to do pest prevention. I take care of my plants. They're not gonna get pests. I spray my house. I don't like bugs. I'm never gonna get pests. Oh, sweet one, you are gonna get pests. Everybody gets pests. I was like, I wasn't worried about pest prevention. I wasn't worried about not getting pests. I buy from reputable shops. I'm never gonna get pests. Reputable shops still get pests. It's not a bad plant parent or a bad nursery thing to get pests. It's actually very normal to get pest problems when you have houseplants, especially if you have houseplants in the excess of 250 plants like I do. I recently found spider mites in one of my Mills bows. Luckily, I only found it on one plant, but I did treat all the plants on the level of that Mills bow because I learned, just do it. So I do pest prevention a lot. I use neem oil when I flush my plants. I give them a nice neem bath and get them all good to go. I don't mess around with ways of killing pests that I know are not effective. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of pest prevention knowledge, I did make a video all about common houseplant pests. I'll link it up above and I'll link it in the description box down below so that you can find that and get some information if you're needing it. But anyway, yeah, everybody gets houseplant pests. I do routine prevention, and thinking that I wouldn't need routine pest prevention simply because I'm a clean person. I don't have pests in my house. I spray my home. It's not the same. And I really thought that it was because I'm, you know, I bet other people have had that thought, right? I mean, right? So absolutely, common pests are common. That was a big houseplant mistake for me, not doing pest prevention, thinking I'd never get pests. Another common houseplant mistake that a lot of people make, more so when they're new to houseplants, is thinking that potting soil from the store is all you need to pot your plants in. And I'm here to tell you, no, you need to amend your soil for almost every single plant on the market. The potting mix that comes in the bags is a great start to a potting mixture, but you do need to, at the very least, add some additional perlite or pumice, whatever you prefer, to give some aeration. If you want to get super extra with it, I do have my very extra soil mixture. I'll link it up above, but I add lots of stuff into my mixture. A lot of it, I will admit right off, is personal preference and not actually, what is the word I'm looking for? It's not actually like needed. I add it for its components that I prefer, but if you're trying to stay super simple and super affordable, adding some perlite, which is super cheap, to a pre-made potting mix will do you just fine. So don't think you have to get all $75 extra on me. Yeah, absolutely, but you do need to amend a little bit. Sitting in straight coco coir or sphagnum peat moss, whatever your bagged potting soil is made out of, will give you root rot very quickly. It will stay way too wet. There won't be enough oxygen near the roots, and it's just a mixture for a bad time. So you definitely need to amend it. I've never found a potting mixture that has been ready to go right out of the bag. Another common houseplant mistake that I'm sure everybody talks about, but how can I forget it because it's one of the biggest ones, is either over or under watering. Absolutely make sure when you buy plants that you're buying plants that fit your lifestyle. It's not going to do you any good if you're a chronic underwaterer and you leave town for days at a time or whatever to get a plant that needs to be watered every 2 to 3 days. It just doesn't make sense, and not only are you gonna stress out, but the plant's gonna end up either dying or you're gonna end up giving it away or selling it. So, I mean, if you wanna try it out and see if you can do it, absolutely, you do you, it's your plant collection. But I personally definitely make sure that I have the care requirements for a plant before I bring it into my collection. I have one anthurium, if you can see it right there, it's my clear nervium, and I probably won't be getting any more because my Mills bowls are full of Hoyas and I can't really fit anything in there that needs high humidity, and anthuriums typically need some good humidity to really thrive. I know some people leave them out in their room and have a humidifier. I live in a very, very dry climate. In my house, it is about 10% humidity. I'm no lie, it is dry where I live. 10% humidity and 80 some degrees in the summer. We get rain Almost never. We're constantly in drought, and I would have to have 5 or 6 humidifiers going to get it even to the 50s. It's just not something I want to do to myself or to the plants. So I choose to not buy anthuriums until I can get a different cabinet that would hold anthuriums better. I had room for one. I wanted to try one out. I got my Clarinervium from Plant Hoarders LLC. I'll link her down below. She's awesome. She's on Instagram, and I'm happy with that. I get to try it out. I get to learn with it, learn about it, and I really enjoy it. So that is my suggestion. Make sure you get plants that work with the type of waterer that you are. And your life will be so much less stress-free, and you'll experience a few less dead plants. Okay guys, that's my list of common houseplant mistakes. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've made any of these mistakes like I have. Let me know if you think I'm absolutely crazy for making these mistakes. That's okay too. Everybody learns from things, and I feel like my mistakes were pretty on par with what I've seen of other people's. Please give me a like and a subscribe. I really hope you stick around. I try really hard to make fun, interesting content for you guys, and I try to mix it up with informative plus fun stuff. So stick around, hit that notification bell, and I hope to see you in my next one. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you get to spend lots of quality time with your plant babies today. Thank you.